Good evening and welcome back to the Momster. I talked about in my previous video about how important it is for a child to attend a preschool, or is it really needed? And I had promised that in my next video I'm going to talk about what to look for in a preschool when you take your child for admission into one. Of course, the checklist is really long and you will have to go from one point to another very carefully, slowly and deliberately. Let's start from the beginning. When you decide that you do want your child to join a play school or a preschool, the ideal time to start looking for one is a few months before the actual session begins. Now, the easiest way and the most reliable one, of course, is to talk to other parents. Parents whose children are studying in various play schools. I do not advise parents to be taken in by big brand names or to be impressed merely by the advertising budget of a school. It is easy to put up ads, but it is difficult to get word of mouth publicity. So satisfied parents with happy children currently enrolled in different play schools, they are the people you need to talk to. Play school should be in your vicinity. It should be close by in your neighborhood where the child does not have to commute for a long time every day. Because that would mean waking up, say, half an hour or 1 hour earlier than the time of the school, then getting ready, sitting in the van. Sometimes children don't want to eat in the morning, and then if you force them to drink milk or to eat something, sometimes they throw up in the van. All of these things happen. So preferably, yes, near to your home, a place with flexible timings, at least initially. 2 to 2.5 hours is more than sufficient to begin with, and even then there should not be a time-bound start to the day that by 9 o'clock you have to reach your child to the school, or by 9:30 you have to reach them to the school. Because right now your child is adjusting to the routine and he's still going to get used to waking up at a certain hour or to going to bed at a certain hour. Schedule a visit to the play schools that you've shortlisted. And once you're there, just take your time, observe, look around. Make sure you visit the classrooms and the play area most of all. Don't forget to check the toilets for hygiene and cleanliness. If they have a drinking water area or if there is a small kitchenette there, just check those out. Also, when I talk of classrooms and play spaces, please see if the play school has open areas, or the classrooms, they have observable spaces for children where somebody standing outside can see what is happening inside the classroom. That is very important because then the children are always under observation and you know what is going on inside. So that's important. Also, open spaces mean that children have free movement spaces. They can walk from one classroom to another without bumping into each other. They can jump around, they can play around, they can hop around, because that is what little kids do. The play area should be safe and the furniture should be child friendly, no sharp edges there. Preferably the doors should have hydraulic closers, or there are door jambs, rubber door jambs that are available to make sure that no child is able to bang the door on another child's hand, or sometimes they hurt themselves while trying to pull the door shut. Pay attention to these small details. Look at the staff, not just the teaching faculty, but the attending staff. See how they are interacting with the children. Are they polite? Are they patient? Or are they rough? Because these are the people who will be taking care of your child when you leave him there. Ask as many questions as you want to. Have a heart-to-heart with the teacher about your child, about any specific behavior that is of concern to you, about any learning issues that you foresee, about any challenges that you feel the teacher might face when handling your child. It always works in your child's favor when parents and teachers have a common platform. when they are, vibing in the same frequency. It always helps your child. But a word of caution here. If the staff seems dismissive, or if they have this, offhandish approach, oh, we've seen all the children, we know how to handle them, it's okay, you can just rely on us, that should raise a flag with you. Again, no offense to anybody, but sometimes when a school has been running for a certain number of years, or when the staff has been handling children, there is this complacence that comes in. Make sure your child is treated as a unique individual and not just as a number. Which brings me to the very important issue of teacher-taught ratio. Ideally, a play group should not have more than 15 kids, max 20. But more than that, no. The teacher will not be able to do justice to your child, and it's unfair for us to demand that also. As mothers or as parents, caregivers, we know that even handling one child full-time is quite a task. So handling 15 different children or 20 different children is an unthinkable challenge. And it's not going to be easy for the teacher to identify with the child or for the child to relate to the teacher when the attention is always divided. So go for a school which has a smaller strength, or at least there are more sections so that every class has a small play group. Now I'm going over and over again with the word play group, because that is going to be the focus of your child's development at this stage. Look at the activities that the school offers. Are there enough avenues for self-expression, for painting, for dancing, for singing, for expression through play or role play? Or you have those small activity centers where the children can act as if they're working in a kitchen or doing the laundry. Because these are the things which will make up life skills that your child will require throughout. Please understand, play is serious business when it comes to small children. It is through play that they learn the basics of socializing, and that it is through play that they make sense of the world around them. Do not, I repeat, do not go for a school that lays too much emphasis on writing and reading at this stage. Below the age of 3, please do not send your child to a school where they will make your child hold a pencil and start writing in lines or start coloring inside boxes. That is not going to help your child. It's in fact going to seriously hamper their growth. This is the time for engaging the child in a host of pre-writing and pre-reading activities. So that requires understanding your environment, doing a lot of clay modeling or stringing beads or pasting Velcro and finger painting. And so look for a school which allows your child to do all of that, or which has activities built into the curriculum which help the child in developing these pre-writing and pre-reading skills. Also, the school should not be a quiet and spick and span place, where children are made to walk in lines all the time and to put finger on their lips. No, that's not what a play school should be like. A play school should be a happy, boisterous place with happy sounds of children laughing and singing and reciting rhymes or jumping around and playing with toys. That is what a play school should sound like. If it's a very quiet place, that means children are being subjected to a lot of age inappropriate discipline. Find out on your visit, does the school have an orientation program wherein the parents are allowed to accompany the child and be with him for the first week or 10 days, and then slowly the weaning off happens? Or if the school insists that you can leave the child in the school for a short period of time, and then slowly they increase the time and the child will be on his own right from day one. Whatever it is, choose an option that works for you and your child. Also find out about a very important aspect of growing up, which is toilet training. Does the school want you to make the child wear diapers, or does the school support you in your endeavor to toilet train your child? Yes, accidents may happen sometimes, but they can always be dealt with. You see, wearing diapers for a long period of time actually delays the toilet training of a child. So ideally, the child should be able to tell you when he needs to go to the toilet. They should be able to tell the maid or the teacher. And even if they are not able to do so, and even if they are so engrossed in playing or dancing or doing some activity that they forget to go to the washroom and they do wet their clothes or do soil their clothes, it's really no big deal. So what parents can do is to send some extra sets of dresses with the child, so that in case he soils his dress or wets it, the school can change it. There is really no big deal about that. But be very clear in finding out what is it that the school expects from you when the child joins it. Please remember, the clearer you are about your expectations and the clearer you are about what the school expects from you, the easier the transition from home to school will be for your little one. When you're talking to the teachers, just see how reassuring they sound, how patient they sound with the children. Because the reassuring attitude of teachers, it will not only help the child to adjust sooner, it will also put your mind at ease. The most important thing to understand is, do not feel pressurized or rushed into the decision. After all, it is a matter of entrusting your child's care to somebody else. So unless you are convinced in your mind that this is the best option for your child, don't take admission in that school. And if you are convinced and once you have admitted your child there, do not second guess yourself. Just relax, be happy that you've taken the right decision, and watch your child grow in that confidence. Another one of my upcoming videos would be about how to prepare your child for a preschool. Do write in with your suggestions and comments. Do keep sharing the videos, and thank you for being such a wonderful audience.